What's going on, everybody? It's GAMEUNBOXINGREVIEWS here, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 video. So in today's video, I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make Captain Marvel from Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel movie using the in-game customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to be making the appearance. So first up, what you want to do is you want to go into hair. Now, with the official movie Captain Marvel LEGO minifigure, they actually went with the short curled hairstyle, and you can absolutely go with that if you want to. It's just I don't think Brie Larson's hair is anywhere near that short in the actual movie. So personally, I would recommend going with the medium wavy hairstyle in this color right here, as it is a lot more movie accurate. Now then, for the head, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find Crystal's head, which is of course this one right here. And we don't need anything for the neck, we don't need a helmet, and we definitely don't need any attachments. But for the hands, you're going to go ahead and make sure that both of them are red. And for the body, we're of course going to go with classic Captain Marvel's. There's literally nothing more perfect in this customizer. But for the arms, we're actually going to go to both arm pieces and scroll all the way to the very bottom until we find Spider Ham's pieces. And you can see here, you know, yes, they do have the web pattern, but when you look at them from afar, it actually looks very movie accurate. And when you play in the game, you're barely going to be able to notice them. So I just think they are perfect. And finally, we need to choose some hip pieces and of course some leg pieces. So for the hips, I'm just going to go ahead and go with Aisha's. And then for the legs, you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find the Spider-Man Homecoming legs, which are of course, where are they? These ones right here. Nice. Now then, onto the abilities. So to start off with, we're of course going to be giving Carol some passive abilities. And this is very simple, because all you need to do here is give her Techno Access, Crack Lego Walls, Fix It, and also Super Strength. So now of course we're going to move on to the square button. So on tap square, you're going to go to bolts, turn that on, make sure that the origin is from both hands. For the bolt style, you're going to go with the first one. For the color, we're going to go with orange. And then for the damage type, you want to make sure that it is a heat bolt. Now then, for hold square, you're going to go to beam, turn that on, make sure that the beam damage type is a heat beam. For the beam style, we're going to go with the third one. For the origin, you want to make sure that it comes from both hands, and then for the color, we're of course going to go with orange, because that looks really, really cool. And finally, for the circle button, you can either go with tap circle or hold circle here, but basically we're going to go to explosion attack, turn that on, make sure that you go with explosion style 3 like this. For the damage type, go for heat explosion, and then for the color, we're going to go with orange. And yes, I know Carol doesn't usually scream when she does an attack like this, but I just love the effect here. It looks really, really cool. Now then, onto the X button. So for double tap X, we're of course going to give her flight, and then on hold X, you're of course going to add the hyper jump ability, because that is really, really cool. Now then, onto the passive traits. So for the health icon, I'm just going to go ahead and go with this color right here. For the health type, we'll go with standard health. For the voice, just choose any female voice. I'm going to go with voice 4. For the movement speed, we're going to go with default. And then for the target reticle, there's a bunch of them here that you could go with. I think I'm just going to go with the red one. Now all we need to do is name her and choose a background image. So for the background image, I'm going to go with this one right here. And then for the character name, we're of course going to put Captain Marvel. Nice. Alright, cool. So now of course what we're going to do is drop Captain Marvel into the hub world and see just what she can do. And here she is. This is of course my custom made movie Captain Marvel made in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Let's just get a good look at her right here. Now I've got to say, I am extremely happy with the way that this character turned out, because believe it or not, I've actually been working on this design pretty much ever since the very first set photos for the Captain Marvel movie were released. So as you can probably tell, I went through many different character variations, and I'm very happy to finally be able to say that this is hands down the best version of Carol's movie costume that I was able to make with this character customizer. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's actually hyper jump into the air and see if we can find some crime to fight. And I mean, just look here as she's flying. That really does look like the movie version of Captain Marvel, which I'm so happy to see. Aha, alright, so we got some enemies in the swamp here. So obviously, you know, we've got the bolt attacks like this. We've got the beam. There you go. And we've also got this ability right here, which is really cool. Look at that. Completely wipes them out. Love that. Very, very cool. And we should get a greeting here.
I was nearly fish food there.
Ha, I get it. Alright, let's keep flying. Now, here's the thing about Captain Marvel, because this is a movie that I've been really looking forward to seeing for a very long time. I mean, pretty much ever since the very first announcement that they were going to be making a Captain Marvel movie, I've been so excited, because it's just going to be awesome to finally see Carol Danvers on the big screen, even better in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So obviously, because of that, I've kind of been staying away from trailers and TV spots, you know, all that promotional material, because I want to go into it and have it be as big of a surprise as possible, basically. basically. However, there is one thing that I did see, and I wouldn't call it a spoiler, but if you guys want to click off the video, that's totally fine, but it's more of just something funny that happens in the film. Basically, I think it was a GIF that I saw of a Skrull. And what the Skrull did was it screamed in Carol's face, and then Carol screamed back, and it was really cool. So I guess you could say that this move right here, where she screams, could be a reference to that. I mean, obviously it's not. I mean, what I like to do though when I make a character, a custom character in these games, is if there is something like that, I like to connect them together because it makes it feel more authentic. So you could say that is the reason she's screaming there. So that's pretty cool.
Down near where you are.
But yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about Captain Marvel. I think it's going to be awesome. I love that they cast Brie Larson, because I think she's a fantastic actress, and who better to bring her to life than her? I think she's going to do an awesome job. Thing is, though, with Marvel's casting department, I don't think they have yet to do any wrong. Everyone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe fits their roles perfectly, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I think Brie's going to be a fantastic Captain Marvel, and from what I've heard, she is. From what I've heard, she's a very good Captain Marvel, so that's really great to hear. I mean, the reviews for the film, from what I've seen, most of them have been positive, while a few have been a little bit mixed. But obviously, I'm just going to go into the movie, watch it, and hopefully enjoy it, and then form my own opinion. Personally, even before even going into the movie, I'm fairly certain I'm going to love it. I love the character of Carol Danvers, and I just cannot wait to see her on the big screen. I think it's going to be awesome. And apparently, the movie is much weirder than what we're expecting, and that is so great to hear, because obviously, you know, we've had a movie with a talking raccoon and tree. So if you can do that and make it as successful as it is, you can do anything. So I don't think Marvel Studios are going to be afraid to introduce anything anytime soon, which is great. So the more weird and cosmic adventures, the better, because I love that stuff.
Thank goodness.
I think that's one of the great things about Marvel Studios and the MCU is that, you know, they can do movies like Spider-Man Far From Home, which look absolutely incredible, but they're more grounded level, you know, on Earth. And then you can do these bonkers cosmic movies like Captain Marvel. I just love how we can go between them. Because obviously, you know, at the moment they're working on, I think it's Black Widow, and then they're also working on the Eternals. So again, something more grounded, probably more like Winter Soldier, and then another movie that's probably going to be more in line with the tone of, say, Captain Marvel or Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Eternals is going to be awesome. Really excited to learn the backstory of all of that. I think that's going to be really, really interesting. And obviously, you know, aside from all that, I think it's very likely that every character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that has had at least one movie will get 3. So there will be a Captain Marvel 2 and 3. Same goes for Black Panther, Doctor Strange, you know, all of these characters. However, with Spider-Man, I think they'll get 6. I really do. Because obviously, you know, they cast Tom Holland, who was very young at the time. So I think what they did that for was so that we can basically watch him grow into the role, which is perfect, because that's exactly what we want to see. And I mean, you know, Kevin Feige said that they kind of took inspiration from Harry Potter, you know, how Daniel Radcliffe grew into the role of Harry Potter with all these movies. So I really do feel like they're definitely going to do that, which is awesome, because I think that is the best approach to this take on Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with Captain Marvel moving forward. I'm trying to take care of these skeletons, but it's not working.
Wonder how all the folks got left.
I mean, a lot of people have been saying, you know, who's going to lead the Avengers? Like, let's say, for example, obviously I don't know, but let's say, for example, that Captain America and Iron Man die in Avengers Endgame. Who is going to lead the Avengers in Avengers 5, for example? I'm just going to leave these skeletons because they're doing my head in. They don't seem to want to fight. Like, who is going to lead the team after they're all gone? A lot of people have been saying Spider-Man, but personally I think Peter is far too young to lead the team. I mean, I definitely see him doing that in the near future. It's just right now I think he's far too young for it. So I could definitely see Carol leading it, maybe Carol or Doctor Strange. But yeah, we'll have to see. One thing that I do want to see in the future of the Captain Marvel movies is we probably won't see it in the second one, but I think it would be really cool if we got to see her binary identity. I think that would be really awesome to see that, you know, that split personality, basically. I think that would be really, really cool. Alright, we got some enemies here. Let's take them out. There we go. Nice. Very, very cool. I mean, I've talked already about, you know, in the Nick Fury video about how cool it is to see that the movie is set in the 90s, and then we're going to learn, you know, Nick Fury's backstory and everything. That's just going to be so cool. But of course, we're also going to learn Carol's backstory. We're going to see how she became the hero that we all know and love, and that should be really interesting. I'm just very curious to see, because obviously, you know, from... Even though I haven't really looked at much promotional material, I know that she has the Kree war suit, you know, the Kree soldier suit. and then she has the suit that you see right here, you know, the red and blue and gold one, which is absolutely amazing. But I'm very curious to see why she changes to that suit. Is there a reason? Does she make it? Does she find it? Like, I don't know. We'll have to see. Many possibilities there. And I mean, Captain Marvel will probably have, I'm not sure how big of a role they've said she's going to have in Avengers Endgame, but I would say it's probably big. I mean, I think, you know, at the end of Avengers Infinity War, when we saw the bleeper and it said, and it showed, you know, the Captain Marvel logo, I think we were all like, oh yeah, you know, Thanos, you are doomed. As soon as Carol comes to play, you are absolutely doomed. You are no match for that character. So I'm sure she'll have a big role in taking him down. I just wonder how she runs into the Avengers and everything. Maybe she's the one that actually rescues Tony from space. You know, because he's, you know, run out of food and water and all these things. But then in the Avengers Endgame TV spot, you see him and Nebula working on something. It'd be cool if it's a suit. You know, I love that TV spot because, basically, obviously, in the MCU, Iron Man started out with a bunch of scraps in a cave, you know, to quote Obadiah Stane. And the fact that he's back where he started, I think it would be really fitting to see him make a suit out of scraps to get out of there with Nebula. Maybe Nebula gets one too, I don't know. But I think that would be really, really fitting. If not, then the fact that he's just in a bunch of, you know, he's just got a bunch of scraps to work with, that in itself is still a great reference to his very first appearance in the MCU. I mean, I think that is really cool. And I think the Russo brothers have said you're going to see a lot of that in Avengers Endgame. There's going to be a lot of references and everything to past MCU films, and they're going to tie up a lot of loose ends, which is great. I'm so happy about that. Personally, I would love to see them tie up a lot of loose ends with Bruce Banner, you know, with the Incredible Hulk and everything, because obviously, you know, they left the leader, they left Abomination, they left Betty, and they've got General Ross, so, like, where's she at? I want to know all that. I would love to see them tie up all that, because I don't want the Hulk to die. That's two characters I don't want to die. Hulk and Thor, they really should not die, because I still think there's so much more that could be done with both of those characters. But, I mean, if they die, they die. We can't help it. We're just going to have to accept it. And, I mean, it's been a good run for those characters. But I definitely think that either Cap or Iron Man is going to die. Either one of them's going to die, and then the other's going to retire. That's what I think will happen, but, you know, we'll have to see. Anyway, guys, I think that'll probably have to do it for this video, because I can't seem to find any more enemies. They're, like, all gone for some reason. It's like we've taken out the entire population of enemies in Chronopolis, but if we loop back around here into the Old West, we might see something. Maybe in Hala, because I don't think we've been there. And, of course, you know, that's very fitting with the Kree and everything. It's such a shame that the Kree enemy pieces aren't in the character customizer, because they would have been so perfect to make Carol's Kree costume. I have made a version of it, and I'm not crazy about the design, but if you guys would like to see it, you know, let me know and I'll see what I can do. But again, I'm not crazy about it. It's not perfect. It doesn't look anywhere near as good as this, but it looks alright. It does look alright, and I mean, that is a cool suit. I got really excited when I saw that in the very first set photos for the movie. The fact that we get to see her in a Kree soldier suit, and then this one's awesome. Aha, here we got some enemies. Oh, you know what? No, let's do a team-up attack. You ready for this? Oh, look at this! Oh, that's awesome! Nick Fury on the top. That's brilliant. Very, very cool.
Swing by the mini golf course later. Even if it does have that offensive.
Swing? Has he got spider powers? Probably not. That's probably just a coincidence. Oh yeah, you can build this thing here. Not really any purpose to it anymore, I don't think, but there you go. You can play some mini golf if you want to. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it, because this is a character design that I've been looking forward to showcasing for such a long time, and then Lego DC Supervillains came out, and I kind of, forgot about it, basically, but, you know, I thought it would be so fitting to release this custom character on the day that Captain Marvel officially releases. So I think what we'll do now, though, is we've got one more set of enemies to take out, because why not, you know? Gotta save the day. We are Captain Marvel after all. But yeah, I'm so happy with the way that she turned out, and I hope you guys are too. Oh, nice! Did she take out all of them there? That was cool.
Real hot water there.
But yeah, guys, so I want to thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.